everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Ha-ha. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Everybody say, ah. How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things, Father, you done for me? Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my banner. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you
Ye fema ye wo London. Ya ji abasobodie bebre. Ne ya redare ewo mranse mu. Eye legal services, be to say family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWF yen solicitors e de anigye e na twitwaje wo na ye bo nso nya den kra. Yen partner penin pa Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron 29 years. BWF Solicitors kura wɔn ho. Inti sɛ ba na ebusuansɛm bi te sɛ child care, ɛyɛ abofra hwɛ mu, awaregya yɛ ho twema mentwe, ɛne ɔhyɛ anaa injunction yɛde to domestic violence so a, yɛmma wo legal assistance a ɛdi mu na yie adwuma nso. Yɛn child care ɛne family team no nim nea wofa mu ɛwɔ nea ɛyɛ wɔ bere yi mu. Ɛno nti ne yɛto yɛn bo ase ma wafoto a ɛsɛ fata ɛwɔ kokoa mu. Yɛn senior partner ɛyɛ obi a Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel agyina to mu na ɔsan so yɛ member na kyerɛ sɛ ɛba no sɛ yɛgyina w'akyi ɛretwitwa agyew ɛwɔ family ɛne matrimonial cases ho a wonni haw koraa. Wopɛ advice ɛwɔ immigration nsɛnsɛm ho. Wɔ BWF Solicitors deɛ, yɛn immigration team no abredare ɛwɔ general immigration ho nsɛmsɛm kosi complex immigration, work permit, student visa ho ntotoyɛ ɛne entry clearance visas, family visas ne appeals. Yɛn senior partner ɛyɛ member na wasan gyina tom ɛwɔ Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel. Nti sɛ yɛtae w'akyi a wonni haw koraa. Yɛbie yɛn office free dwada ekosi fiada anɔpa nɔnkron pɛɛ mu ekosi enumere nonsia ɛyɛ 9:30 AM kosi 6 PM ɛna memeneda nso ɛyɛ appointment nkoa free anɔpa nondu ekosi ewia nɔnan ɛyɛ 10 AM kosi 4 PM. Yɛwɔ 4th floor ɛwɔ Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP. Sɛ wonnante free 7 Sisters Underground nso a ɛyɛ kwan tiaa bi. Yɛn senior partner Bernard Owusu san yɛ barrister yɛagyina to mu na ɔyɛ Ghana Bar Association member ɛna wasan gyina sɛ mmaranimfoɔ ɛwɔ court cases a ɛfa Ghana law ho. Wɔ advise local authorities, official solicitors office ne solicitors bebree ɛfa Ghanaian law ho yie. Na ɔsan yɛ obi a ɔtae kasa ɛwɔ radio ɛne TV so fa Ghanaian law ho.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services, including family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary and family law. At BWF, our solicitors are pleased to offer high-quality legal representation at competitive rates. Our senior partner, Bernard Owusu, has over 29 years' experience as a lawyer in the UK. BWF solicitors provide independent and practical legal assistance for all kinds of family matters, such as childcare, contested and uncontested divorce, and injunctions for domestic violence. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you in this difficult time, which is why we offer confidential advice delivered in a sensitive manner. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation in all family and matrimonial cases. We are located at 4th floor Anna House, 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London, N15 4NP, just a short walk from 7 Sisters Underground.
Tottenham High Road, Nassau, 7 Sisters, London N15 4NP. Again was 0208 493 7340 and our mobile 077 127 61884. Ubehoyen with Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. BWF Solicitors, your preferred community lawyers. Highly spiritual. Times have changed. Social distancing affected BBR, coronavirus, and in some bow, but the laws are in place. Immigration issues and core BBR. New laws, any changes, every day. I don't think. Seban immigration and in Roman summer who now. BWF Solicitors and your preferred community lawyers. BWF Solicitors and over 27 years of practical legal experience. They are on top of all the issues. Brian in confidence. Our offices are still open Monday to Friday, every another 9:30, Ecosi and 6 o'clock. We follow all the protocols. You might client to be a free face mask, hand sanitizer, and our fee You practice social distancing. It's a face mask for every consultation. So what do you mean, ma? We do video conferencing and our pay what you send the documents in answer via email and our WhatsApp. The 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, Nusu, Seven Sisters, London N15 4NP. Train was 0208 493 7340 and our mobile 077 127 61884. Ubehoye with Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. BWF Solicitors, your preferred community lawyers.
Odofo ene anopai mamemao achi na memao akwaba embra Rainbow Radio akas. The friend Prophet Stanley Osebre Osei ene eye yawoda yawoda de na ekyerese yabo awura 4th floor of Anna House ewo 7 Sisters na yawura BWF Solicitors asuyeye na yakofa emu akukudam empenifu a omaben wo merem na yede yaberew Rainbow Radio yenkoa eni etimede Ghana eba abrochire na yede abrochire akọ Ghana enne utie me efa ekwan horo bebre so internet abe fontin tanso itintim ho se uko DAB radio no so a ene DAB plus Manchester ene honso de ye ho age afiefiem ewo Manchester babia obefa bia ekyerese Irobet ekyerese babia ye wo ho anopai yabo awura Tottenham wudru tube station wa exit 2 ho na obefa pue na ekyerese wahu lawyer Richard na ni eto asu bia no de ma lawyer me pa cho me ma wachi e mo akwa ba no pai
Prophet me pa cho me so morning na ohun te sen prophet
nyame adom no mo Bible ye ho ye bibia eye kama papa
very good
anopai de wadaroma owona amansa etio.
Yo prophet, thank you once again. With the yemfa encha emma etiefo we trust and believe say obi biara ehun eye prophet ya na odi acha me kakra me voice no em say for the past days na me ho fa me kakra nti me lose voice na fe na
but as and then so the eye kama pa o
really as you know God has been grateful graceful I should say inti etiefo we the ye de encha na free BWF Solicitors, yeah, I swear, yeah, bro, BBR, so that Mike Dickano, we believe and trust that BBR and who, yeah. And Thursday, na why you dom now signed the Abahedi, not just say BBR, yeah, okay. Prophet said they are BBR, yeah, no, and you be can share. Okay, so, Prophet, I hope so you can hear me.
Very clear and loud.
Okay. We had a bit of still photos, so yes. So the BBI no ye bedi kan ye update kakra na ye wia ye de ene enkomo no aba beto so. Just to remind etiefo ene enkomo na ye bedi no ye emsa BBI na ye worried say so person we ye application eco home officer na bia wo criminal offense na say caution bi ana bibi kakra bi wo ho a na man and be worried say will that affect my application ebema ye refuse my application na eno ho komo na ene anopay ye bedi but answer na memma update memma clarification kakra e wo ha say prophet enen komo no say ye kase your application now a criminal record ebe affect wana we are talking about immigration applications. We are not talking about nationality. Inti school kakrebe yebeko na no pay ni say we have rules that govern immigration applications and what nationality inti social nationality die no nationality act na 1981 no and no yourself person obey British citizen and as be a register abofra and one be British citizen and no ho asem ne yebeka and no you say you sa good character requirement na no mo hwese wo criminal offense na bibisa no enye no na ebedi enkomo na no pay ene de ne immigration ye so your application no pay leave to remain and as a visa to enter the United Kingdom And no immigration rules mostly. Yeah, now it is governed by a 1971 Act and then subsequent statutes na abano. Inti ene de immigration na yebeka ho asem. But ansa na yebe go into the this morning's topic, share updates. Say about 2 days ago or so. Omo ye review kakra bi e immigration rules no ya na bibia ye fra de bi new statement of changes to the immigration rules. This one is HC 511. It's not really relevant to as in Ghanaians or the African and the African minority, but it's to do with Ukraine once again. Almost the appendix Ukraine scheme, abeshe immigration rules no na govern unaccompanied children. Inti yemfa say emofra no free Ukraine eba under the refugee scheme no omu nyina no yaye nhyehyɛ bi ama won say oya abofra na oba ha say unaccompanied from Ukraine na say owo parental consent yebema asetena atena krom ase. So it's not really about us, but we have to know because school inti uhu a ebeboa. Number 2, adeɛ bi ɛda makoma so a no pɛ me pɛ etie for shannon so prophet Sunday no said I make an me familiar, but minya a distress call from one of our a very loyal client and also supporter. That one of his friends, Ifri, Ghana Eba, withdrew airport na ya detaining no enti senka yebetimi aye home bibia. Now prophet sa detention any examining and interviewing people at the airport, Heathrow specifically. Idea air courses is here a hard. Nti yebe spend the time kakra na ya dissect it na ya hwe de ekoso nti a ema bibisa eba. Now me pacho obi biara wo immigration no asetena wo krom ha no restrictions da so. So up to so when you're British citizen there, we need right of abode. So we ko abonten na so wo ba, we drew airport, you will be subjected to examination, interview, interrogation, and all those. Adia ehadwe ne se yabo ba krom ha, yenyina yeba wo yen kakra na wanya asetena, wanya krata na emre abam se obetimi akofie na akosra ebusuafo kakra na waba. And as it be a bibi happening, bereavement, and some important occasion, you have to go. Wo krom ha when you 5 years through Sawari EU national. And I say be a we are dependent, adult dependent on an EU relevant sponsor. And when you krata kama. First time I walk fee, it could be second time, third time, it doesn't matter. Anytime be a baby, they would actually ask you questions. Now, Prophet, this one is serious in the sense that it's not the normal, pick and choose asking people questions. The Home Office for yes, say for me patron monsa de way so. Obi biara wo tukwan na wo back. Na wo kra wo Ghana passports and now whatever other passports are ukra. Na unye EU national for you say there is no exempt. When you're British citizen, I'll be to use automated gate there. Me patrol, just be prepared that you're gonna be asked series of questions. You should be able to answer them accurately. And yes, sir, there will be a problem. Now I'll give 2 scenarios. My issues are adia. I wish say young creative, the impression that in fact kratane kukwa ni nyina no ya mfa kwan papa so ana enye no kware because so you drew honum na almost stop you na omu busa questions na obia unse be a flight ni drew anopa normally anopa na edru no na modila no omu ma nipa bebre tenase subject to this questioning na say emu about 20 or 30% encha na generate some sort of idea be ama say that is what they should be continuing doing. That is what they are doing because, for example, Sunday case here, Minya he say, your brother withdrew airport, Wawari British citizen. me pacho so what you coin one what could do 1 month for Ghana and na oba what drew Heathrow Airport ye busaw wo yere ni din data mo de worry. I can understand why some questions were more somehow, confusing because you would never expect say ebia ibebusa some questions. But prophet, so I worry we and now wukuno. I did I worry the minye sure say we befi it doesn't matter. And I say we no nema enya woma baby or ye adwuma me pacho they are going to ask you as if you have been, invited to a marriage interview. And yet, sir, routine, stop and question, seminar, 1, 2 things. These are thorough investigation on Moyano Airport, also say. And me per se, obi biara, where say. So, what to kwaya? Say, Omun yim say, be a worry, and I would draw her, you be interrogate you, and I be examine. So, unya wakratano based on EU national, so we are dependent, so we are student, so we are a child of a dependent. It doesn't matter because me what cases are students drew honoma yibusa omu a crime of us certificate applications they couldn't even mention the school. Me what our for the and I me what omu over 21 almost omu dependent on EU nationals so omu no omu TBM. They don't even know where the parent or the mother or whoever the sponsor is. They don't know where they live. Causing problems. Intimate pacho. The last thing we want is say it's my bra na akambum na wenya okrata. Now we call for holiday and now leisure. Koya di important. Now we back. Na 1 or 2 questions binti. Ye bejo krata influence me ya dia hadwen ya na ya intime pacho moma yenda ye ho so se wo tu kwan a kwan kra wo fa so a wunya wo krata no say ya ware just be assured that you will be asked questions and therefore o partner no mo ba no wo ya aware wo itinerary baby a wo koye time a wo kodi ni ho ni data wo ba prophet sa Sunday issue no papa ne drew airport ho no omo bisa ne se ne yere no e wo henfa o se ne yere no ko Holland. Okay, now Holland na okọ no omo bisa se okodi sen e wo honum o se ono no ko Ghana no na ne yere no so ko Holland. So 1 month na okodi no Ghana no ne yere no so edi 1 month no but obeba wabay de obeba the following next 2 days. Now this is what they did. Omo ma net nase prophet. And omo Fred, we say omo information in our omo system ni majuma o ye ni baby. They call her employers or a carer or one of those homes, Omo Fred hono na maame no ye adwuma. So prophet dey make continue. We say na yere no Holland, but bibia ye adwuma e kroma kama. So nti omo Fred na adwuma na maame no ewo adwuma mu a wo ye adwuma. So they wanted to speak to her, but omo Fred adwuma no omo ka say maame no mra se bia emfa say Abigail when you call from Heathrow Airport omo se wokunu na wadru hono mto omo so mo no kasa. So the woman just went to the toilet and will not come back. It is sometime bia o se ontimi ntekisa call. Then she left the premises. It's one woman kasa. Now, the problem we have with this is the fact that actually, maame no wɔ Holland, obi enana oye adwuma. So, omo frɛ me no, I have to make a representation as to why this person should be allowed in because omo ne card no, ne passport. Say interview ni say desi koye no, na say enya de say omo believe say ne yere no krampo ewo UK ha say, ama ɔno no atimi atena hanom. Now, this is what I say to Heathrow, Temina Frey, Omo command, last night, one of my colleagues was saying that, so, which is now you are a deportation expert, they know your name now. Because, me send you Omo email, catch them, say, so my client, we're EU national, me a man of 5 years, into our home client, so what to client or ban a maneba. And yes, I interview all my into also multimedia. Questions now, or Mubisa and omo email me share not say, Sani man in the course. but me catch them say yes, it's true. Say na oni krom ha obi na fire any say any. Say nipa na air cover no, okay? Ma me ni krom ha, that is true. But the offer phone no omo ka say owo ho na omo frɛ no no or cover no. To the supervisor you are aware, so we can provide evidence showing that. Sir, Abigail wasn't Abigail that they wanted to speak to. One magic phone. Name they all covered into the one magic phone because that person didn't know what to say. Hope nyame dum ama yamano aba ye de ne krata no ama the back. But we just an example of a niema etimi ehadwen me pese ye hyɛ so pa ye say me pacho ye drew honoma moma yenye very smart. Oba prepare yourself. I'm saying my treaty our topic way as a whole. But may the year update because of say here. See Prophet Menoka saying just from Sunday na bepim and Thursday no me were 6 cases omun drew Heathrow Airport yaji omun krata go ha. Yes, omumra either interview again or some of them they said that we should make a further section 120 representation as why they should remain in the UK. Yadea hadwe me pacho. Hamadwe so say. Say the yani yesi bra yenya krata no. Se nyame boa me say me yena nyame boa na unya krata no mani agisa na afi wako holidays na oba na oka say ya se okrata na in fact hadwe ebe ha obi anti me pacho. Moma yena ye ho so na ye ba ye mboaboa ye ho. Say ye bebusa ye questions enti yenim answers no. Me pacho so part na no ni UK ha na wo tu kwan manenya we also hu data wo ba ye friend na obefa no mo nkasa na omunya the side of the story me wo another one na papa no ne ba we over 21 oba krom hanom omu gina no ye busa ne papa ho asem omu cheke omu se papa no kra no onti UK ha say no otimi akase ono na oye sponsor of this adult dependent no me go so amene omo twe ho man so ntimi pacho enema hadwen ayekoso so please mama yenyina ye advice your friends and family na ye do report ho mama ye we don't have to expose ourselves like that to for esa no manya you see ya na person mo benya me wo case worker bi wo sa Heathrow command ho no ma de bia Tuesday no or Sunday obi removal notice ebreme me check and say me case so I email her back and then she called and said Richard I thought it's one of your cases you are dealing most of these it was just funny I said no please don't just send all removal notices to me because that's not something I'm dealing with but ayana omo so they know now that ye microphone nyina drew honoma omo boa so me pacha udru honom no waware no genuine o enye genuine o omo de omo assumption say ade na nye ampa nti they will find out and get you ma omo mai omo enya ye me pacha okay mo ma ye nyina ye mbobo ye ho ye na ye dru ho no ma ye timi pass through immigration smoothly so prophet that is there's something that is very very dear to my heart I'm excited for a sentence now the third one also so said that bibia ye can delays say there has been some movement in the Home Office application consideration. You need decisions this week. You need a lot of decisions. I'm say it's if we aware of this. Yafre Francofo say more. Why the number? I'm say last night my boss program will be back so because ne the aba ayampa. And I'm say Ukraine at the end of call from Nintendo. She say ye challenge your money catch you say. She say we don't know what you can rely on as an excuse into monfa montimi consider applications now mostly 11 months because Ukraine at the end a call from kakra refugee status year most more consider no we don't really even know what the where are they actually so ama omo astati ebiemu omo make decisions into me pacho wo de no ache no don't worry too much. Say no bank kakra. EU settlement scheme no yenya a lot of decisions as well. Say ye complaint now they come back to say that say omum any further request for documentation bia then hopefully we will hear from them. So me pacho delays akoso there but say there say there is somehow light at the end of the tunnel nti moma yenka yakoma ento bibia be okay na say etifo bebre ebusa me about Zambrano no once again na ye nyina ye nim say omo kan say deadline to apply no will be 25th July. Yes, that was Monday. It's true. I can see your case in by Home Office for your guidance knows the by say so we Zambrano application now more money leave but money leave to remain now money exempt persons no mo betimi apply but up to 25th July or more can say July no drew 25th no drew na say still no bibinti when me apply ultimate apply to me pacho although the deadline has elapsed if there was some reason ntia when me for application na nkwa pacho ekwan wo ho a obetimi still na no atimi aye application ni biom Zambrano for no na make am asemi the medebe kan no ho ne say ye nyina nim say Home Office for the omo guidance notes no e bae no omo kan say we will leave to remain omo no they will not accept you as a person who qualifies for the Zambrano. Yes, you say you do qualify if you are not an exempt person. That is sawunye obia wo partner no anasa abofra no other parent no any kromu ha na when we primary carer of that child no nkwa there onye exempt person you regulation 2016 na say omodi aba appendix EU ni mu a ma ho kwan say wutimi eye wo Zambrano application. All that we are saying is that go ahead and make that application. Time napa ho there, but find a very good reason why you are applying late. Okay. Say, what your application na the Home Office for Refusal say, who will leave to remain empty or more mount sa asetena na me pacho. Say the last me kan no. And tribunal, immigration tribunal and I no. You can appeal against that decision because you know say Court of Appeal a higher court. Omo make a decision say it doesn't matter, regardless of whether you have leave to remain under the immigration rules or not. If you can satisfy the requirement of the 2016 regulations, you can apply for the Zambrano if you are not an exempt person. And to me, pacho, so when you're an exempt person, that's the only issue. They say, 2.5 years leave to remain under immigration rules. Now it's Marsha Abofra, our British citizen. For more than 5 years, you can go ahead and make that application. You're free, and the risk is not that much. And then you still have your 2.5 years leave to remain. So BBI affected, you have nothing to lose. Obetimi aye application. So you better encourage you BBI still now wash abofra for a British citizen for more than 5 years to go forward and make that application for indefinite leave to remain under the Zambrano principle. No. Now, last year the two monim say so we application ama ukuno we oba a family member under appendix FM of the immigration rules. Now you don't have the funds to pay for Home Office immigration fees and also the IHS. Say Home Office for Ajatum say you can make an application for the fee to be waived. Same as Sedeyana ye in-country applications now. Which may apply for fee waiver and so. Enti me pacho say sikani ni ho a mema no nsi kwan to apply. Me wo another client be a say because of funds nti ye the file no to ho kakra me pacho ene ye bedi ho nkomo say wutie me a menya hu on Facebook but I think say mofra na how agenti but na ye bedi ho nkomo na ya enti mo am wo sa situation ni mu nyina sikanti wuntimi nye wo immigration application ma or partner emma join no. You can try the fee waiver. That is if you meet the requirements. Say you can afford or mobetimi ayama. So that is also an update. Not me pacho. There is Makawi all the time, but I always have to say because Abribia no clients at Ebusa still. More application is successful in say on the biometric residence card eba. Now omo are limited the expiry date to the 31st of December 2024. There's a reason for that. Intimbacho, yama monya worried say, adentina lawyer yama me 5 years. nanso so almost me card no ebewu 31st of December 2024. Home Office for say from 1st January 2025 no yen use sa biometric cards no ebiem bibia be digital nti someone who to say yeah okopa adwuma kra almost say koye wo share code never maye because we status no online so they can actually verify or determine your immigration status online. They don't need the physical card to verify your status. And
Mamifa we entawa hana treat room kakramai. Obi frame last week eka me say oh yeah share code no call no. Company now apply adwuma no for omo check here omo say they need to contact home office. Adentia. Say share code na nya go through a. Adentia say they need to contact home office.
Well, Prophet, employers, some of them, I suppose, would have to go for more training in relation to the new, scheme here, because yehu bebre nso so a wo de o card no ko almost say no ye card no ye person generate share code and yehu bi nso a wo ko no the share code no ko say enye no ye o card. It depends on who the employer is and their competency in relation to checking in people's immigration status. We name this particular the circumstances behind this, but and the people also need a juma kono so and what they are. So the year Kenyan say so pay a juma. There are two things that I also will show. Then the employer would want to see at the moment I say some medical catch say card no that's all valid a year juma. So it is up to 31st of December 2024. It's all per juma. Ube here our card no. Immigration rules for no more different. And EU settlement scheme for no more different. Now, so immigration rules na se ebi awo 2.5 years leave to remain under the immigration rules. Normally no more no ya na mo card na enough. Na nsia no mo share code na be come so more no ho. Now sir already no who residence card na wo kohwe wo share code na me say na microphone challenges because they don't know how to generate it. More immigration rules no ase no. So who pe wo share code wo be take box na ebusa say you have status under the immigration rules, so you have already got biometric residence permit card. Until you work card already, into sana so what tick box now it will ask you to input your biometric card number, which will be on the right top corner. But more EU settlement scheme, there are two things. So why your application now in your decision, you would have been issued a certificate of application, which would entitle you to work whilst your application is still under consideration. What that means is that ubetimi a generate share code, although say in this make a decision on your case, because so generate share code na ubetike you have application accounts. But someone saying you no one got take say o status. So wo card no application is successful now wo card no already. Obetike baby say you have status under either settled status or pre-settled status. But say in this side your application in there obetike immigration account no now input will reference number no through, then it would give the confirmation that you can work for a certain period of time. See, that is the EU settlement scheme. Now at baby a great kakra na ye mo aye application under immigration rules say bia why your 2.5 years leave to remain application. So, your first timer, unfortunately, you may not be able to generate a share code because Home Office, they haven't got any, history for you. But say a renewal, there, BWF Section 3C of the 1971 Immigration Act, say, and I'm say, your application whilst and I will leave, was extant in you can continue to work. Therefore, you would be able to generate a share code. But say your first time you can be, and no so better say immigration account, and no more the name wua and son of my application. Bet me the old card no I generated the share code. Mama mention so it's profit so be quite jumum na employers they are confused as to whether it's the share code they need or the card na it depends. So lawyer no afre no mo achechi mu ama no. There be employers no free na more, update how to do these things. Inti where the ya na wama nipa no ne specific circumstances not come to light, then I think we will be able to help that person. It's Prophet update no yem fancy am set time no e kona uma me 1 minute then na ye the end topic no so aba atros.
Wadaroma 1 minute ni de enye din ene menya hunu wo bottle no nsu ni ana cup ni tea no menya hunu ye se wo de aban so na wo de hinta ipi na yenhwe ne ewum na agya yi nyina yenche ne kakra ene ma mema 1 minute break ye besan baba.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services, including family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary and family law. At BWF, our solicitors are pleased to offer high-quality legal representation at competitive rates. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, has over 29 years' experience as a lawyer in the UK. BWF solicitors provide independent and practical legal assistance for all kinds of family matters, such as childcare, contested and uncontested divorce, and injunctions for domestic violence. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you in this difficult time, which is why we offer confidential advice delivered in a sensitive manner. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation in all family and matrimonial cases. We are located at 4th floor Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, London, N15 4NP, just a short walk from Seven Sisters Underground.
Ajawajo mami sama akwaba emra Rainbow Radio kasa afidie so eye legal education legal hour yene lawyer Richard enane anopai ye twetwen enkomo sane wodi update no abreye no pepe wanyi bi amfiri ngwamfa bi nso ameka ho na ne yeme ayi kakra ne se ade nkrofo zambrano omaji ade akotowa kawe dia say omunyi Ukraine frime na omufa de mre ntentem na nipa asom enjono na we Ukraine omu dia bebata ho Ukraine kura se ntokwa ekura na bafom sani lawyer kan lawyer o dia yebeso musa yato ama fa na eto so anopa ibre ni enko.
Yo, thank you once again, Prophet. Mpacho anopede yes see so ye immigration application na so wo criminal record then na wo ye na application no etimi aye successful. Recently, me be application man. Our British children, Prophet, 3 of them. So more for 3, no more British citizen. Not just say there has been some time. It will be able to say na ade na fena obey application because he was worried that our criminal past and therefore so koye application na not just what the no koma wo mu. So now they will know where he lives and then his children, his partner. And probably they would come and remove him into onye application. No, say the partner convincing na say give it a try. You know, you never know. It may succeed, or by it needed a bit of persuasion. And the application unfortunately, or falling into the long delay time. No, I'm say last month. No, and a year successful. I may mention the case, because it's one of, the perfect example of Obia, the person, and yet all that clear for him to be able to have applied direct as everybody else. Now, there may say, and you free side and come my baby in the morning. You will name 2. Prophet, your removal and your deportation. Now, the difference, and they say, removal your administrative removal and then say bia wabakrum ha woni krata na wa overstay enti say immigration for ensakawa and asa bibi hapena yɛde wobɛkɔ krom ɛno no ɛyɛ removal criminal element biara anim okay but deportation yɛ obi a it doesn't matter whether wo krata na wo ni krata na yɛde wo kofie ebia wo yɛ criminal enti no wo yɛ criminal no yɛ omu staircasing obi wo honom a wo yɛ criminal na yɛ sentence no custodial sentence of more than 12 months at the moment or time no to go to prison no ebe go past 12 months no na ya do bracket bi a ye friend no foreign criminal unya ba saa bracket ni mu a na che se obi bia koye somehow cumbersome aye difficult say obeye bibi okroma say because you are subject to deportation order and therefore application kra wo ye no they may not even look at it and then send you home but ye won komo bia ye be di che say that is not the case. It doesn't matter whether work or prison for how many years. There is a way obetimi aye application depending on your special peculiar circumstances. You know, you betimi aye application na watina kroma. That is the conversation we're gonna have this morning. I will make it short. Now yetimi ahwese benya questions. Now, Prophet say you say criminal record and also crampo aye den because obi wo ho sisi amabo we no beka say okay me pese me ye application na ebia me were driving offense ana me de obi ka ana me say so which one na be affect me immigration application no criminal convictions no any bad character ni na can adversely affect your application. So what are they? Cautions, reprimands, final warnings, you know, say the obvious ones in the Ninyina come under the umbrella of convictions. Now, conviction, no, she said, you okay? So sometimes fixed penalties, you don't come under the criminal, you are not under the Rehabilitation Act because there wasn't any conviction. It is also minor, you know, misdemeanors. BPT says spent sentences, cautions, any matter currently under investigation, road traffic offences, now would be criminal offence. Now, so what criminal offence are you afraid of? Also Rehabilitation of Offenders Act 1974. No? A church name maybe say your time or criminal conviction can be said to have been spent. Until although say now what criminal conviction. No? It may drew a time bia yakase any hope no biam ti yenhwe so sha me professor ade information bia to screen so mo share on Facebook no and no ye table a amayen you know the amount of time obeko prison na the time so obe take care e beka say is no longer there. First of all, say a sentence of imprisonment for life. These sentences are excluded from the Rehabilitation Act. Therefore, it can never be spent. Okay, so those who have been sentenced to of imprisonment for life, you are exempt from the Rehabilitation Act. This is important so that obi honoma or say may be 10 years ago, may application declare so what is my status? It's very important. So that you know your status and then you know how that will affect any subsequent application you make in the UK. And so a form of factors will be here to waive any obstacles in your way to make a successful application. Now, one a work custodial sentence of over 2 years. Any custodial sentence over 2 years and 6 months up to 4 years, it is 7 years, and our conviction, and also our criminal conviction will be spent. So you're sentenced to prison for 2.5 years, up to 4 years. And it's also BBR from 4 years upwards, you are exempt. It can never be spent, but more, your conviction was 2 years, 6 months, up to 4 years, so 7 years elapsed here. Now I spent. So we are now we're below 18. It can be spent halfway. So that is 3 years, 6 months. What custodial sentence was over 6 months, but not exceeding 2 years, it did 4 years, it will be spent. Okay. So custodial sentence was below 2 years, 6 months. But more than 6 months, and only 4 years. While custodial sentence was up to 6 months. Up to 6 months, 2 years chema neko. It is a way your application and you know what to do. So if it's spent, it's gone. Started program, I can say there's a difference between immigration application and nationality application, and therefore, so naturalization way applicable because you have to declare everything, whether spent or not spent, because that is nationality and the disclosure are different from immigration applications. Obia the sentence up to 6 months and 2 years na so you don't have any problems. So that is the Rehabilitation Act. Now disclosure service DAB record and also local police data subject access request to your police. Record so when you're sure about adibia we question na bibia de ma na opeso your application na utimi ema lawyer your status in relation to your criminal past, you can make an application to get either your DBS or the police to give you the subject access report, which would then include everything you got to know. Now, Yembra leave to remain applications na nti yeshe a whole criminal record. Prophet said yana bibia yekano yewo immigration rules 2 elements. So your application, the Home Office caseworker will be looking at whether you meet the immigration rules, requirements. Abibia say we emphasize on the requirements to meet in order for your application to succeed. So, for example, you can say your application as a parent. So, we a young man only will be our eba. Many are British, nebano into obano you're British. When in any relationship, so you live somewhere, but you play active role in your child's life. Therefore, you have direct access to your child. So, open application, but or criminal record. Let's use this scenario for the next few minutes. I discuss this case. Now, there are requirements. Your requirements are also meeting. Any the other one and the suitability. It is also under the immigration rules, rules na can 2 folds. Requirements to meet and then suitability requirements. So eligibility requirement and then suitability requirement. The eligibility requirement in any say Abibiane can say Obano a British citizen and now a qualifying child. That is if we're British and also indefinite leave and now 5 years leave to remain under the EUSS. A settled person, you play a role, so there is a relationship requirement under the 2.4 immigration requirement. Abofano eti kroma UK has and I will play a role in that. So there is a relationship. So these are the eligibility requirement. It is encouraged this person is clear to go to make an application and succeed. No, because there is other bit which says that you have to also be suitable in order for your application to succeed. So suitability, encompasses the element of criminality. And it's a character question work prison although you will meet the eligibility requirement, you may fail under the suitability requirement, which will be under the general grounds for refusal. It could be discretion or mandatory. It is also under the general rules for refusal. Your enemy be one my mandatory. Say be a one chair and it would the NHS for cut one chair tax be and answer what criminal offense now court prison. Now mandatory you be refusal any discretion ones and name kakra. So yɛnhwɛ suitability bit no abribia na yɛhwɛ eligibility na ene de yɛnhwɛ suitability because it's important. Now applicant here o meet, all the eligibility requirements in name of criminal conviction, litigation costs, NHS debt inti one meeting, what can he or she do? Now and yɛnhwɛ the only criminal convictions bit say what criminal offense na below wako prison na below 12 months as a medical canon, you are not subject to deportation because the law says that it is only when your conviction or your sentence was over 12 months that you are subject to automatic deportation under the Immigration Act 2002 no so section 32 33 no there are exceptions but so application for leave to remain in the UK na criminal convictions are you are free mono niema also ultimately show prevent you from your application failing and be general rules for refusal. A mandatory say Home Office be refusal application and a discretion so. Say Section 5 of Immigration Directorate Instruction Family Migration no appendix 10B. Section 4. Say why attend the interview. A Home Office 4 needed you to come for an interview. Anything that's overshare. My clients be say Home Office 4 so interview. Or catch them say lawyer. Oh yeah, my lawyer. Catch them say me interview no. Me catch them say I also call interview no. Because you bet me use against you to say that you were once required to attend an interview, you didn't. That is suitability issue. So you can provide the information, that's one provider, that can be used against you and that suitability. So you can say maybe by fingerprints and now go under medical examination. That's a one yes it can be used against you. Now Prophet I did back hard I'm say introduce you appendix E, maybe can say although the appendix EU to the immigration rules, brought a lot of goodies, the only bit at the buyer and hard say, on the suitability requirements and so ever share EU settlement scheme, appendix EU, say. Hence the commencement of appendix EU, so a criminal offense, and I say, there was a misrepresentation or anything of that sort, and that before wasn't part of the regulation 2016 regulations na se say do mo da beka won say mo EU applications so criminal offense or there has been misrepresentation, deception, all those things it can also affect your application. Now what to rely on to make a successful application with a criminal record, yen law protection. More criminal past now your application under immigration rules. Law na nkasa no so afford some sort of protection for you for your application to succeed. So yenhwe baako. Prophet Section 55 of Borders Act, Citizenship and Immigration Act 2009. Abibia na ebo so Section 55, child best interest. So we application na under normal circumstances and Home Office will be refused because of say criminal pastor. Obitima catch the Home Office for say. Now because of the fact that you play a role in a child's life, you have a relationship with a child, and because of that, that child's best interest in say, who parent, continue play a role now, who play they should not refuse your application. That is afforded by statute legislation because it's an Immigration Act 2009, Section 55. The best interest of a child, the duty in Section 55 of the Borders Act, is to have regard to the need and safeguard, promote welfare of a child. So, Prof, when you're there, Home Office 4 can disregard. They must take it into consideration. It is now, criminal issues be you are worried. So your application won't be refused because of that. Don't be, because so child now to me show the role you are playing in that child. Now to me show say, it will be unreasonable to expect you to go or to be deported or to be removed. Not ebe affect abofrana. The best interest is say your application could succeed. Prophet Yenshe number 2, statute, law nasa ma another protection. Section 117B, 6 of the Nationality Act, way 2002. When ye obia onye subject to deportation. Deportation in the chatro. More among subject to deportation, no. You know, you don't have the criminal record that exceed if you want to prison more than 12 months. So what the any man kakranka you know, say prison it was below 12 years. Now, because also when you're subject to deportation order, so what me show say you have a genuine and subsisting parental relationship with a qualifying child. Now, it will not be reasonable to expect that child to leave the UK. Your application will succeed, depending on the other things that you have to meet. Now, you have 2, statute protection, although you have criminal record for your application to succeed. Yenshe case law, statute, emra parliament for assessment acts. Case law also emra court for assessment. And no na yedi ejuma. Before 2012, na ya mama Margaret Theresa May and sai bebre ebai. Ade ba ko de bai ne say first nanka obi application ne ehwe ne human rights say or a criminal and now a bibi nti no ye pese de ne kofia ne ye ade bi ye friend Rasga test assessment. And o ka say there be it was too soft. Na ema nkrofo e fa omuhudi too much. Nti yempe specific rules ne requirements a also be meeti and sana what me as them to know from being deported or being deported if he has to. And so no what and also what a say. So recently, I said last week or so, there is a new case law by a nation mature Abibia and Home Office for it was so more access a Friday be unduly harsh test and a Friday be compelling circumstances test. Depending on the severity of your offense, so the medical boss say offense near below 4 years. So which me show say while the length of time your private life is more than half of your age. And I say, private life with a child who is a qualifying child or a qualifying partner. So that you're exempt 1, 2, 3, to exempt 1, 2, no. So offense now will committee, if it did not attract custodial standards for more than 4 years, which may rely on those 2 exceptions, private life and the fact that you have family life with a child, a qualifying child or a partner to make your application succeed. Now, the compelling circumstance bit, one almost sentence over 4 years. Now, and so over a year, and I say, the family what I say, family nye o mame and I say o brother. You cannot rely on the claim for family life on those bases. But wow, now play role, and we said it again. It's not just having a child on its own, exempt from being deported. It's the role you play in that child's life. It is a sharp case. IHA Iraq, year 2022 case. Na judge court of appeal case KO Nigeria came to light again. This one was a Supreme Court case. Re-emphasized say the KO Nigeria case na BBA na obi a criminal you used to support to more applications successful. No, it has been reinforced. Say yes, Home Office tried. No Home Office was omo ya be say. Senka ye sa harshness test na. It also go beyond what will necessarily be involved for any child faced with deportation of a parent. This is not the case. I mean, in this case, in HA Iraq, Supreme Court said that is almost impossible for anybody to meet that test, and that shouldn't be the case. So, young go back to KO, no yanka say, and yet just any child is abofra or what's our circumstances in the mountain. The good news in the say there's a new Court of Appeal case. I supported the idea. Say ultimately show say it will be unduly harsh. Say we are criminal. Work prison for some years. Now, so the role you play in your child or your partner's life is such that see a deportee ever affect you. The court is saying that Home Office should consider that and not deport you. which is great. And no number say sending so and anope. Nti ni tete mu nyina ne say you were compelling circumstances test and then unduly harsh circumstances test. Unduly harsh in say a be affectable friend compelling in say prison sentence was more than 4 years, but any maybe life from one. It's so hard to overcome that you don't quite be BBC, so we don't have to. And then my boss in EU for no more and further protection under Appendix EU. So I'll handle for 10 years. Now when you're indefinite leave, it will be very, very difficult for you to be deported into more some the other. And the prophet, my main fa winning here. Now you questions never ban on now into me and support the discussing.
And one no, Sanya lawyer Ajay Agumo Amayeno. I say, what di over 10 years? Ewa ha na ekyere say, ya ma obibi mu akura dia. Ene wo de ma okuma ntukura. Eye den ya wuti mu, why say lawyer me pacho, wakoga na kodi fufu na krantie nkwan da.
So Prophet last me can you say me ni fufu, you remember?
Anti nkwan na akrantie nkwan de.
Me dia me dey na rice banku. Sana me bana kan. Rice banku ye mutu.
Ene mi go baby ya me do be ko ho.
Aha. Eno ye abasi wa salam down.
Emo mama okwan na wonzobra ahwana so 0208 133 4646 lawyer abibie ni mani so ade akire yen say wo criminal record na amfa wo anko to prison more than 12 months no the lawyer say ema wo yemu hihye wo kura say even wakomu kura no a ma yenhunu sane abibia fa si akọ na yenhwe kwan a yenso yebefa so na ye de aboa wo wanko yesi enie ya wo wa kwan ja nko beji nkrata de dada enso ehu achi na tena hwa for so many years me pa cho me ma wachi ema wakwa aba
ya
Nadia Oba Adi first, lawyer 8 you, Kasanienko.
If I tell them 10 years route, maybe I'm a child in India. I'm just important indefinite. Now, because some of the lawyer say, I know no mayor English test and I say life in the UK. I don't know because of the lawyer.
So my dear sister, Mpacho, also why we have 10-year route, you know? To call for indefinite leave. And to buy a life in the UK, no, I English B1, no, so now we need B1 already. And to obey a life in the UK and then English level B1 in order to succeed with the indefinite leave, no, Mpacho.
I'm life in UK. This is minimum day. Me pa koye and only who so ben na
okay, nti me wa client be a nya they say English in life no obetimi wa ya on pass nti unfortunately you know this is one of the weirdest area of the law. Omo more 2.5 this hour until so be pass. Unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah. So obetimi show say ebia you know obetimi report say learning difficulties from your GP then you obetimi exempt too from taking the life in the UK and the English test. That is say be a GP aka say eyampa wa say so you know refer there you can't concentrate, you can't do things, you know, so there's no way you can pass that tester. Then obetimi exempt too and also say 65 years in so then they will apply for indefinite without the test.
Okay, without a life in UK, and on to me, indefinite. This is yeah, 2.5
and I'm saying, me want now without any leave to remain in Tino. Oye application in a 1 meter or mobile mount 2.5 years leave to remain. No more catch to say. Under the circumstances, you know, when meet the requirements for the indefinite leave to remain, Therefore, they have granted you a further 2.5 years leave to remain under the 10-year route. Sana Mobakacho.
Lawyer, no, me pacho, o message sika.
And on a hard, yes.
Every
2.5 years.
Ajo NHS no.
Because one say indefinite in Kwana untia IHS. But so we 2.5 there over to your IHS. It's unfortunate here.
Now we akwa kronfu kura ya chimo na everything. Atayi anasa yi. Atayi kro no ibi no mo boy anasa mdo so mtine.
Enti I'm say anti we try, I don't know. Ubetimi de ya na me yene say ya na me try my clients me nya report from GP. Omukwa assessment no. I mean so wa wonim de also ye. Ade be we say bia say wo hu a. Betimi catch you say your form bia you be print your man na come out GP na wa complete your man say wa say so. You there's no way you could, you have learning difficulties. God forbid that you should have that. But if that is the situation, then another bit has them too from Saubertro Sanya Mamino. Sanya Sadia is sad. You have to just continue having the 2.5 now. Sanya so sika some more former tembia no be fee waiver na ultimately anya renewal no.
Mepacho ejini dia oji ye odi twitwa ho kakra odi bi kura ko Ghana ba yenti nti oji ye dense oji die bibi nyame nhira o nyame bebo wa why ba try we be pass odi oni muntia we be pass nyame nhira o lawyer nkrofui so me dey say die be ha dwene hello mepacho me ma wachi e mo akwa ba o. Good morning, odo you na na de mai mu sheda na mo tata so fama no wotie wonti no wa ha
because my question is the part my application na no criminal record oba ko ma for no do bi book adwuma na omo che no e na wo dwane e na o ya application so ya application na e na say na beautiful should if it ni case or dada and a home office for I sure the letter say one call police for one almost yan so call police for the one almost say some of the court some of the court no what you did used to say what will people pay a man almost about Jane one course no the call crown court no the call crown court I didn't pay almost share the car and I judge yesterday because in the Sabbath was any years or discontinue cases and or discontinue. By so none application of home office now pending. If the lawyer now will be no edit letter now fortunate. I told me to me and continue case in the home office for fair 1 month to me by so now and so month. It's important to lawyer Richard so now I bet me affection if you say OPD by court let's say who file so to me continue case a case but still, I see home office one can be some lawyer Richard be betting ever.
Lawyer Richard be you and over say 1 month to the same cover here. I've been with you 1 month to the young boy.
Why application 2021? Another 2 years to the application.
Okay.
Application order that the home office 2 years, almost 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Lawyer,
yeah, thank you, Prophet. Thank you, my dear sister. This case is quite similar to a case that Name handler, and it's a maybe very, very close to me. It is very, very similar to that. But the good thing with this one is woman who baby a media na who dear koso with the court case, baby na druntia. Because Home Office worker say there was a court case, but until such time a court no be make a decision on the case, they will hold on to the application. But this one there's a clear, end that case, is no longer going on. And the good thing is a lawyer, I did information na come Home Office. On the Home Office for a department into Abribiana, they are slow to act or react. Into what information na come out. By the time caseworker never sa new correspondence no who say no he or she doesn't have to wait for any court case or make a decision. So obusa say ebe affect here. Make us say not really, because there hasn't been any conviction. No, we be an wafe. Unse me kasa me can say even say you convicted no, and or court prison crampo, and say below 12 months. There is a substance ne, and you mobile to so na affect the case no. So even or court be more than 12 months. Granted, madam, it's very good. Say monya confirmation. Say adeno cry and kosubium. The time now it take for Home Office to come back, is reasonable. 1 month for the prophet kind, and che biasa. Sometimes 6 weeks kono. Now one sign sending cobium. All the document call Home Officer a bit man say na omon sample anka. Sometimes a case in the chest and na far another baby because soon say already no omo the two baby waiting for something. So by the time I omo be retrieve near in na check. But you're on sending quite a lot of places who post it. What email it, no upload it, just to get to where you want it to get to. Don't worry, cry. I affect an application in any way. Bibi abe okay.
Lawyer say o question na menu abayi bisa yi ya. Na ono no na adwini mu no. Sania ade no akoda ho ache no. Say omodi documents no come Home Officer within 1 month na say Home Office take a decision. There be 1 month today, Yandru and India.
A bit member say, among sample and kind document.
Yeah, almost sacred kind. Yeah.
And very good.
And Namo and Niama more church day. Ne equire to say Home Office ever edilin mano. A possible say, what the Adiano Kotua, a bit take time crans and I be mama. Until be a case where cannot crown. Documents no go can sir nti nyanwa botre why nyanwa botre you me ba cho me ma achi emo akwa ba onyame adom ye ho ye papa me ne lawyer e good pa
me pa so maybe then them factory you me you knew okrom has said that we were indefinite. About Italy, I feel and the passport and me myself. And a problem will be me after so Babetna by Juma.
This is a very good one. Prophet. So Auntie Bacha, who ye EU near all the war chroma already. Why your settlement scheme now? Good. And now Obey, what is saying? How old is Obey?
39 years.
Okay. But so Italy we are feeling when you're Italian crate, you know. Why now Oseniska command na is there any way bit makase now or depend also somehow?
No.
Yenye say. Auntie yenye say me humba be economy. Well, Prophet, the problem we have with EU nationals and their family members at the moment is, as you know, you can say EU law don't end December 2020. It is a way EU need now work from her. Now you have up until 30th of June 2021 to have made an application. Na amount settlement scheme. So anti or how EU need an application. Yamana setna. But ne beya or Italy, I think when ya ne Italy krata no. Inti no say Italy passport pona ekrana. So akaso oba krom ha obetima amba for free without any visa. Obetima amba or the passport no. But anti so oba also to ticket say oba bestra because we do airport so said America no. Treatment omode ma enkrofo no. EU for mo kan be. They don't really see any difference between a Ghana passport and Italian passport. They don't see that. Say, Italian passport, now we need settlement scheme attached to it. You are like a Ghanaian to them. The only privilege who enjoying is you don't have to get a visa to come here for the first 6 months. Inti obetimamba, the mechanic said the best way also obetimamba tina kroma say manento tickets or the mepacho menkasi transfer but you know what I mean. Oncha tickets, you know, on return. So And yes, I will do a porter. I will be disturbed. So on your return ticket, now umbra or back room I say now we decided or son Adrian say on Kobium na ne mamma or hand up so on it now. You bet my application a man. Now this time no, we are not using the Italian nationality no na our application on his own or on her own. Rather, or depending on the mamma or EU or EU relevant person no. Eso. It is all sure or Italian national there. Name na only krom ha before December 2020. So on qualified to apply under the EU settlement scheme. But or a back of a relevant sponsor. Therefore, obit my application say o jane ma meso atina krom ha. That way it will work. And I also show say omit relationship requirement and dependency requirement. Dependency in the say now we Italy now Italy no nete. We free ho ba ha no ya na so na no seniska command. Oba UK hands so no nete household. We maniska to aduane di. If we can show relationship dependency na application may successful no man of 5 years. But not on his own as said now we year old na we say wa bakrom ha we EU ni no. Or no time na beat no nti ontimi enye on his own. I also depend wo so. But your answer is clear.
Good.
Auntie, yes, so yadawasi, nyame enshira won so papa. Hello, me pacho, me ma achi, ama wakwaba, eba jumadi so. Lawyer 8 you.
Lawyer Richard, good morning. Me pacho, you know, about a different question that me sister. Me woba me dene ba ha I work 12 years, it's over 14. I'm person me year British naturalization in the man. Now me busa say me start application. Now see I was on ya 3 years. Over ya 3 years was September. And me busa say send a make to me I know after show.
Me pacho oh yeah, British citizen Obano.
Man indefinitely.
Okay. Me pacho na wo krata be ne crowd say.
I mean, me a British.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Just through EU, and
I'll be British.
Then me kuno ye EU ni, and I be British.
Okay, but our friend is saying
2014 year.
Yeah, that's fine. Inti and I'm so we British in Intino. Obey application be a friend section 3.1. Over register above fan, over kase or indefinite leave to remain. Or you'll be below 18. But one parent a British citizen. In Tenam so we are British in Intino. Or mon register above fano discretionary. Omobeyaman. And he also will show say, of course, or indefinite leave, or a British citizen. Wow, have for what 1, 2 years? How many years?
Have for September no 3 years.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and see Omobeyaman. But a session 3.1 when ye first nanke kind of 50-50, but we are British in India, hopefully. Omobe register. Okay. And to be a registration now, man, on your British automatically you have to register no what years fees na no mo se se kra de me pacho se wonni sika wo bedi betua sa 1012 na omode omabie mu se no se wonni sika wo betimi kra mpo apply for fee waiver to register a child to become British inti wo betimi ahwe eno so na wa application na ma no
pacho ye sama si bebe.
Yes, so yadawasi mini aba nyame nshira na memfa we entwam me pacha wa wo gina so no men ko gina so ma me memfa entwam na men kan tro wo se oba line no so a ensem a lawyer aka ne nyina no wa be kire yade enti enye necessarily say wasem a wo de ba no e wo se fa ne lawyer aka no da bi wo de ade biara e fa migration e fa emra ho fabra lawyer bi so mama why enti enye specific say ne lawyer be di hu nkomo no and the wasa whatever me pacho mana entina utini sa mama me pacho me mawachi emu wakwaba anopai
me pacho me jo so prophet
be ma wodi kan ne wa ya de what people kese
me pacho Mr. Japan kase lawyer Richard Eunice The kind of mabo BWF Solicitors I say microphobia just almost abutre ewo nipa ho na me da omunyina because na me wo problem kakra lawyer Richard Mayhem application man is successful na me pese me ye provision lances nanso no na omu jojo kakra because me the biometric ne crack kan ho koya omo se me nsa na generate share code na omu pe biometric ni momti me frɛ office ho ema omo aya maminti me bo omo abaso lawyer Richard ni team ni Ankreben ni team ni nyina so na de etoso me questioner me pese me bisa me say me pacho lawyer say obisi yenkrom na oba na obedu immigration na say bia omo bisa ne questions bi na entumi ankɔ ne sɛnea ɛsɛ otumi wura mu na afei ɔmo si ondi aduro a mepatwɔ ɛno no odi aduro no otumi bewura mu a mepɛ sɛ lawyer kyerɛkyerɛ mu kakra sɛ ɛno no implication bɛn anaasɛ dɛn na ɛde bɛbrɛ nipa no that's it.
Yo, Mr. Japan, thank you. I'm saying last by now your phone no nyɛ adwuma yɛ nti yɛanto so thanks for coming back again. So oba Chrome ha wodi visa bi ba na odru airport na said the work no interview na ankoye na bi ekoba say ye de wobekɔ fie ya na normally ade bit ma prevent say ye mfa wonko fie ne say bia wobesiki asylum enti eno no ye mo amode points based system na visited visa eba no normally you don't have that much protection enti lawyer client me mboa wo kwan bia so because e bia ode fraudulent means and fake document bi na eba ye enti sa no so waka se usiki asylum Mr. Japan asylum claim no ubesiki de na mo be assessment no ma hwe se ampa se wo genuine fear se ye do ko kroma bibi beto enti eno na ye time enu ntire na ma yetimi eu free detention no because they need time to assess you obeko initial interview and then a full assessment interview. Na it depende wo claim no. Say bia o ye o visitors visa application number Chrome ha wo dia bedra ye say enye genuine over program na twem nti asisa ko Chrome. Wo se wo siki asylum. Reason for asylum no say wo se wo ye gay nti wo ko Ghana e bia na wo Ghana kwa no mo pe wa ku nti na wo kra wo fa kwan so a wo dia ba ha. But also wo your application prophet o se wa ware wo matu wo ye say sisi a odru ha ye say de okofie de o se wo ye ge me pa cho asylum no wasiki ebe mo wa ba abonten na emom no o mo be ye assessment no ma hwe say so 1 week no na o free hetro be ye again na okay we will assess maybe they will reject your claim and then you reject your claim na ya beka cho say o right of appeal enti lawyers no betwe manso na yenyina yenim se wonye room a worem okay there are so many ways to do things enti Mr. Japan yemfa ne se waba wasiki asylum I don't know the reasons or the claim no se bia also na yeso medi hene na ne wofa bi we na also woni hene no nti enonko ono kra waba ha na also so obeko enti wontimi nkwa a omo behwe say people mu bi wo Ghana say na yesu akonya bi wo ho no ma yesu obi medi yekuni pa wo ho so many things normally 90% claim no will not be sustained so into omo refuse no ma appeal rights now I exercise the appeal rights no now ma time na Mr. Japan dey make sense komo me no di atebia what say na wafa kwan bi so because when your chance dia bewura mu nti obetimi na obi awo obetimi aware so osiki asylum bibia nsi wo kwan say obetimi asaware obi o circumstances can change at any time we asylum seeker na o krom hanoma na ono obi kowo a obetimi gina oba no so de aye application na wa asylum claim no ye free ho recently my client bi na oba ha no ye say or the fake student visa na eba osiki asylum ewo airport eno mo ma ne rem no mo je ne passport ne bibia one ne ma no kosia Portugal ni oba bi and on the buy and I'm a year application man I is successful the passport crowd no me can say me o team obakas obafrema the seven and the passport ne wo hen fa the passport could do home office for her and so your application ne man no I is successful under EUSS ya man 5 years and I'm actually asylum directorate ne say wa withdraw the claim no omo the confirmation abra me say the asylum claim is withdrawn international social ma Mr. Japan the also yan say oberum okay everything else will be history all right
Yo, but try yeah, baby who that's
you take care.
Mate, Mr. Japan, and one on all the das and what will be a ding, no one will be ding, but so who will BWF Solicitors? Men are we can whom me first because men and a whom me be planning and be attitude to. Oh, dear, yeah, don't know I recassa. Bye bye. Mura, many Paruda Murani and why? That is now. Mepacho, Memo, Achi, Emo Aquaba.
Me friend man da Pasha me so me friend man da mu nyina se
me pa cho utie o radio ni nti na ma o kasa no e break no enti tie free o phone na kasa na em flow why me da say bra
Pacho otimeka
me pa cho you yeti won kapa bra afi yenko
okay na Pacho we dey me friend man da mo se pa o juma pa my man da ma papa so one abeda but I always feel like coming to thank you
yeah
juma pa prophet o ye juma pa lawyer Richard here me I am because my emotion but the man of my man no assume too much now what he is say me nyame boy say me preaching all the because the cancer now boy say boy yen successful na different over to nyame exploit yeah no the machine you need to know the action with the BWF Misha Uncle Richard Lawyer Richard Misha Munina Wayama Namisha now maybe it's one question because Lawyer Richard your family start here I give you Wayama you should be more through attending justice and say you on tenacity and say I'm training na I'm training eyi adipamaye binya botrepa mepa o ka share binya botre o mo ko ma na eche para mo refuse but o ne akoma ma ya ite so my ide na question I'm just going to say say or something about go for a public saying
Hitro
yeah yeah sign on the coffee but say me ba say it's based on a work for maybe the exam one na and then say the amen so be on the a lot of medical na my prepare so they prepare may prepare against whatever they ask and they try to Richard said at the end
Yo, Uncle, thank you once again. Hello to Auntie and so Medasepa. Me pacho, Uncle, what there's no problems whatsoever. Oba enti omantina yemao indefinite leave to remain. Fa o partner but ye busa say o banidin de say o man o mo hen say na o mo maame wo hen a you should be able to know these things. Yeah. Apart from that, what we indefinite now, oh, hello, you went away for how long? 2 weeks? Oh, okay. And how is, man, yeah. But your uncle, obi uncle, how are you? Oh, the uncle, Oma, so nano, the omodi application in Tino, and a whole deal. So when you're indefinite na you are gone. But so that's so worry. You say worry EU ni na unyawo EU settlement scheme settlement na. So do how bebusa oba no ho asem wo hen or those so indefinite but mo ya na mo immigration rules no say wo uncle say now no it's not a problem at all until but oh dear don't worry about anything. All that you have to know is two lovely boys, baby dear omo school and now where are they and all that. That's it. And BBA and hobby uncle.
That's it. Obano and over 18 is a ma and how maybe last one over 18.
No. Also, to start with now, Kasano, now what direct access? That was the last representation you made. And you find say what direct access. To know them crown puna it. So what the 18 they said you are out of the woods, okay? They say you don't even have to play, but no, what they said was boys no poor massive they say you don't even have to play a role in their lives anymore for Wokrata not to the amount when you've gone okokra, there's no problem. What the 18 when the 18 you can even decide not to do anything for them. Wokrata will still be intact. They know here and say now here to go through the two and a half. Once when you indefinite what we be I say be because so when you indefinite na bibia akati. You can divorce, you can not, but you won't do that. You can decide not to look after your children. It doesn't matter where they live, whether they are 18, they are below, don't worry about anything now.
Prof, maybe that was a main yesterday, other person a year.
So, question ya odi abre lawyer yi na medi we e ka ho ba ko ama o ya most questions in so your mutabizan say how do you get your stay enti eno na e wo so hu sani lawyer aka no through your son anasa oba me nyan come across another question om dey aka ho say ebia oba no o mfie sen enti saa niam nketenkete na wo so wutimi lay your hands on. Once I'll be lay your hands on that and sani lawyer can what do you what when free wolf to move any problem yeah because yeah.
So me baby I complain about what's the prophet in fan call and I'm see prophet doesn't know who is calling
Lawyer mo medasi say why you me free why
my lovely golden but minim dio person but prophet
Martina say
or fan around
onokra me no manso serious. Oh, all right. Okay. Hello, me ba cho me watching am wakwaba. We dey enipa na me you free so no mesrew gold ni awbeye mi ani me ba cho sambra so wo ba so no wan go through me ba cho from a personal number. Wo ba so no wan go through from a personal number 078-521-93538. Instead of send me pia federal no me wa kasana gold ama me akopiki another call ama makato mesrew braso wo ba so no wan go through from my personal number my home number ninety ofra I will pick you up. Why 078-521-93538 and that man for one my lawyer yempo yamisra me ba cho wa was no kasa lawyer 8 you.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, sir.
The application am successful but the banner but Mr. Sema is to call the partner no call our now you're cutting it down to 5 years. The president lawyer how possible it will be for that.
But your open is it what the requirements or the costs?
Both.
Okay. Yeah. Until one abofrano wow ba na se oba no eba.
No, abofrano eba.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Until mo de ma But okay, omodima was a part. Omodima
yeah, what is my partner
under the 10-year route.
Maybe I'm a later because I quite confusing.
Yeah. Mpacho obetimi plan na switch requirements also will meet to switch to come under the 5-year partner route, you know. So we need the more 10 years because now we need immigration status at the time. We say 4 requirements, you know, back when they say we need a partner relationship genuine, that is fine. We meet financial requirements, that is 18.6. Accommodation here adequate or English language requirement. So sure, under the 10-year route, you know, you may have met all the other requirements, but for the immigration status, until no more to 10-year route, you know, so. And they say now when you leave to remain, no, what overcome sir immigration status requirement, you know. Tidobe and say, what's the juma and now say, we are in a year juma na the income no 18.6 for the last 6 months. Now say degree and also will be English language level A2 or the higher B1. Now, of course, relationship near genuine the first one or Emma one Akrano. Now, what the Sanema when you kabuma. Then do the application again, okay? Ombesan Jews can the same. 2,533, no. Ombeju na was switch abba under the 5-year route because of the fact said umiti all the other requirements, you know. Until ubetimi as switch you don't have to wait for any time because so train the only amount 2.5 no time no obedi was would just be wasted because it cannot count towards your 5 years now you do better so no intim pacho switching in term na it may indefinite in term.
Yeah, but so this yeah marriage certificate to before.
Pacho more yeah marriage certificate.
Some institutional partner, like the wife, so probably they will need a marriage certificate.
It depends. So my share there we say, but only not now for how long? Only mommy at now for how
long? But then I had just last year I started last year February, but then now you did together.
Okay. So nanka obetime show say only not now for at least 2 years there. Or here again. 1.2 definition of a partner na I say ubetime a partner route application no and succeed if one you are married someone worry na ultimate show say one not for 2 years and can won here say obey even marriage certificate but so ultimate show 2 years cohabitation there and yes you are right also ultimate marriage certificate na marriage certificate there say nempo na worry na you are partners. You will meet the definition. And yes, yeah, no count if I and then you're straightforward.
Okay, Matthias. And then my friend back on that to what discuss further.
Maybe I'll show you.
Okay, with that.
Bye.
Yes, so yeah, there was baby of the higher front door and take a fret back door on that young granny be film about. Yami Inshira lawyer. And Kakanga cried the human baby. Me pacho, me mau achi, amo aquaba, about my days.
But you also lawyer or several.
And one no.
Yo, Pacho, and that frame requirement, nah. If I say maybe sir, like I say, on no call for one settled statement through or more our end. Our end. Say my settled New Year. Also, we came to say, we apply for a British passport. Now, I said, we life in the UK. Now, I said, yeah, I found the idea. I could naturalize it.
But also, worry EU ni now EU settlements under the EU settlement scheme. Now, there are 2 things. Obi honoma or the aware no free na eba enti no aware EU ni no na your man family permit na or the free eba say sadia na afi waba benya we indefinite that means say I am sure then you have acquired the 5 years to be that is why your man indefinite I know the oma 1 year ebeto so na wayɛ wɔ application to naturalize. That is if ɔbaa no wɔda so yɛ EU ni wɔnyɛ British citizen enti no woma 1 year bɛtɔ the time a wɔnya indefinite ne so a na wayɛ wɔ application to naturalize. But sɛ ɔyɛ obi a na wɔwɔ kurom ha already ɛna nti wo overstay sɛ wo kurom already na bia na wɔyɛ students anaa na wɔwɔ visa bi nti time a wɔware ɔbaa no na wonyɛ overstayed wonyɛ illegal ɛno nso so no sɛ watumi show sɛ wɔwɔ kurom ha nom legally for 5 years na wɔnya indefinite na wonya indefinite no 1 year abɛtɔ so a wohwɛ a yɛ section 61 no of the British Nationality Act 81 no would allow you to then apply to naturalize as British citizen. And it depended, but so oba kroma no at some point no overstay dear and now na Friday be good character requirements say although say when you indefinite leave even 1 year never to so crampo na unfortunately you will not be able to naturalize because you say o character there is question on your character nti ya na home office for say o mo be mau atimi apply after 10 years so after 10 years then would have given you 10 years lawful residence na afede atimi mitigate wo previous misdemeanor be to say overstay nti depending on your circumstances Jema Kenya no wohwe ba bia wo fall into na then you can apply to naturalize.
Okay, what about the is it you have to do life in the UK exams or
okay, so the requirements are that so for the residence requirement number 1 you should have been here 5 years lawful and then after the 5 years that you've got your indefinite leave there is 1 year. So you have been free from immigration limitations or restrictions for at least 1 year. That is 1. You should have passed the life in the UK test. You should have, of course, if you came from EU route, normally now you don't have the English. So if you don't have a degree, then you should pass the B1. That is also 1. You shouldn't have been away from the UK for 450 days in the last 5 years and 3 months in the last 1 year, immediately before you apply, okay? And then, you don't have any criminal convictions. If you do, you declare and explain. So if you meet all these, then the application hopefully will succeed.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, so yeah, see. Wait, I'm going for last caller. Na actually say I'm fake medino emera awie ene anopai. Me ba cho me ma achi amo wa ba. Only your last caller and anopai. Utia yi pa. Yanko.
Yeah. Prophet, me so me bisa lawyer say obey marketer indefinite okuma. Na on kraka nan. But we share or Babia only the officer on the wire. Now, on betting there, who come here and I say, I did Obani Kushi. And I'll come and betting
maybe so uncle, one casana, or indefinite, but or Mao Kromha.
I obey my own Mao Kromha.
Ne manage sense.
7-5.
Okay. So I'm afraid no, yeah, omo mama neti ana omo ne papa neti.
Omo ne papa neti.
Good, yeah. Me bacho under normal circumstances enka oye untimi aware ne de untimi register no ha because or the notice ma cancel na. Also cancel no de sa request no come home office because one of them has restrictions or is illegal. So home office will not allow that marriage to take place in the UK. But we Ghana ni ebi oba no so Ghana ni anasa wonya Ghana ni kura na oba na Ghana ni a wonim se obetimi aye aware from efie that is obetimi aye customer marriage so the marriage shouldn't be a problem at all. Now the application is the issue. So aware no etimi aye free fie na omo the certificate ni ba entina mdi kan busa o se wo man na and am say wo emma e wo kroma no I believe said they are British citizens. na omo below 18 omo no po na ete so wa ware obey na also who say yes so ware oba wo ma no abaye oba no so they are her stepchildren now abribia ye din koma yes so your application na say decision no if it is adverse na ebe affect amofra na then they shouldn't refuse the application so they can end no it is so shemo and nam say yes so indefinite leave and now we're a British citizen now worry will be now person your application will have you be refuse application no you because nipa nko Ghana no go apply mra because there are no insurmountable obstacles and now say amofra new life but in this case there are children in your life because wo mano maame na ware wo no obey step mother into obe play a role in my friend life so ultimately letter be say okra wo de nkra na school maame no na no de ekọ ebi wo kọ adwuma nti unya time ti wo kọ adwuma maame no na nkra no pon school o na show mo aduane ye bibia mpacho unyenya o marriage certificate na obetimi aye application ama maame no okrom ha ama ye de ama no under this particular case okay so although say normally no and say who indefinite now worry will be a you better so onko fie no onya application no with this particular one because of some market one intino obetime use enkra no as an excuse say ye manin coffee our any de menye no ha say ma omunye our any free Ghana no mo for certificate no na ye application no na use wo ma no ye de be ma no why
okay
yo ohene yanso yeda wase nia da yekoso yani sepitiri minim se samre de nipadom na nanka omunya nanka omonso omabawura line no so aye de papa ene ye yawoda osofo meye asori me woni ma ba ku yenu bi ye besa de nyame asem kakra ye nipa yi kura lawyer microphone bi ho ye omo she da no mba be jiji me ba cho me ma wachi e ma wa ba wo ye me last caller why hello
Prof, me dance the person wa pick me phone.
is that oh Hetty Hetty
wona na was wa me kate onwa hu
Me patron.
we die nkamamfa ende bi kritikura nka onyame ntie mi
prophet e ka me na nka me hu amane oh
Me pamocho me say na pia nya bonne na me pese me fa kunya so editor no ya receipt ni BWF Solicitors as the the omaya mame any me busia and the last year my receipt apply to Ghana and someone is going to no apply to Ghana me ne ba nyame ado me baaye and this year so me kunu de na me kunu de ne de me say meetings because so spiritual realm there and name no Nyanku point in Kunim application yeah 22nd of March and I want to say the session the next day because it's priority key and so no it's a key for good months ka one day take nanka 4 months and then I watch the time you could see I am can be she mo I wait to the prayer say finally Nyanku ya dum ama mo dem kunu krata ma no the director as a papa because now say no they do baby no now be a them cry because on just the document we quite firebra no aba the person me catch obi bia say so ko BF Solicitor say yenya wa de ma wa you know no matter how I better nya arehemu ni did say ya ebepa and na pay me kunu so kakra obeka I wait. Hello
yes sir ohene to aso to say yes I am meeting I family conference call
Ben, good morning, my brother. Pacha ohede.
Good morning. Good. I'm an American. And I'm going to say the application. A room ready. Yeah, this room ready now. But
crunch and it remember not me see what any cancer crap because if 20 crunch and encouragement work and I catch it because then enough. But your words of encouragement, nay, crunch and they are now the moment. That is what really made me happy. As we now we are not what papa food crunch into the was a pan now, no question the Kagan is already and family. Me cousin, you have seen 7 years ago. Or you application. I'm saying any panel, you can come to back now or one day. Ma, you panel by a window, she could piano, I didn't have community. I think for yes, application and can move. Now, the way I know always young man, somebody court. Now, any part of my car, time with 2 years on back court, only I know, me taking extra tickets, nay, the beer, I didn't could do call to one. Fred, and friend. Catch a scenario this one. You be a beer that is one. And champagne when one court very angry. Now, because I might say, yes, or playing to move to see application. It's after crap because the kind of the years about a year to crap or no young who and to own who is here the bunkum is all there's a crowd of us what my BB. Advice be our find you baby out putting your house. Now, why application here? A bit my one.
Okay, yeah. So Benedict, thank you very much, and then my lovely Hetty as well. I may offer for the so with the question, no, because also yesterday make us and I'm home for me. I'm tired. I will make what, Madam. Adjoa and Madam Cynthia, Mofano, a case no nti mefrew na mabusa 1 or 2 bi nti no mefrew na wo de we no asa bana mama wo ho emuaye ne ahwese bia ekwan bi wo he betima fa so a ye beboa ye nua ya. But to also thank you say maba once again na mabema etifo nso ate how BWF Solicitors, you see enemu edili. Thank you very much. We are very, very grateful. But as I always namene Kasano Ben, Yana Abibia Prophet, I put myself in my client's shoes. You see, you can get the same shoe size, but you try and see if you can fit in. Especially Abibia Namekase, young men, Yana, you are very, very close to my heart because Yana Mekaisa Meba Kroma Fufrona Prophets, me already. As what I say, PC, a quambia before Okratano, a beyedo, ye no answer. There was one Christmas, a prophet me back room, my first Christmas. Now, Miss Sunday, Oledisica, Oledisa dentina masendiniska, and I'm so why because now, PC, Kratano, can't say, worry, not Sikana or the Bayer Huadian and I would memfam, Jeff Fire and no answer. That shows how important it is that Obakromuha. I also will share what's sitting and mu answer because now on him say so when you know everything else will fall into place. And so be yet krata me a lawyer mejumane say mejuska na my application amount. But median de yana and never become kakra. Ayana me dream say me ni pay send as say me feel a fearful train, the anxiousness, it's a scary thing. Yana minim se sika wom bebre home office fees ne enema ekeka ho enti abibia no yana I try to go above and beyond to make sure say yenya a favorable outcome. But sometimes it's frustrating because you are not the person making the decision. Enti the old baby and old the why na emom no the obe make decision no so no yana akoye enema bebre no ye beyond your control enti no na obi are frustrated enti na ya na ka say ya mo maye ayi kakra na ye mfa nhwe na sometimes ya na nye ya edu merikwa na Bahana, you are worried because you know that people are calling you, they are not getting you, but Kaube wishes to me a phone call beer. And so won't mean phone call beer because uno be kasa na phone ring ya won't mean na unfa. Minim say there's no excuse for this because it's a service that you have paid for. To yana monya huabocheka sometimes yana ayedi. But the American say personally, I make sure say obia or am a client be even regardless. Yesterday I saw a young man or didn't you anketwa abakroma say ne uncle edi omobereno. You know, I just voluntarily asked him to bring the uncle so that because no person almost had them crying coffee. To advise say omuman crying life, omunko school they will become and then uncle Natia Siama Bibia. This is something that is got nothing to do with money or my job. That is what we try to do. Phone calls and funny messages needed and it's not intentional. It's just the demand that sometimes it's a good demand, so we don't want it to stop. But more manage kakra. And my lovely Benedict and Hetty and me offer phone. Me say so na me da so your godfather. At some point I'm doing say be more you free. Godfather role no so cry, but hopefully more keep. Thank you very much. Enti ye be kasa e wo ho. Prophet. Enti no.
Yo, emo enua ba ni enua be ma nyame enhira me damase. Somo be di adanse. Abrebia mu be di adanse sana na ma yenso ye ho ayedin na ahye BWF Solicitors adwuma no mukina. Sania amanfo beti se ampa we die apobonim asisie bi anim ye the document no akoshe capital CBA nim we die yagane nyame nhira papa edamase ene anopai eha enu nyame ebema ye kwan me di dwumadi ni nyina sime pa cha wa wo frɛ no fa che me ubetumi afrɛ number we sisi ya na wabuku appointment lawyer ebehunu life and color e pa cha frɛ number we your address no BWF Solicitors a 4th floor Anna House 214 to 218 High Road 7 Sisters London N15 4NP se o driver eneba suppose code mu yeba N15 4NP Tesco ho yebema 90 minutes enye easy yebema 90 minutes na oja oka na si ho last me ko ja me ka isi wo se na party koso me ko to me boasi edidi omo bra me mutu omo bra me wache omo bra me si grove mo ha dwene wa ha ho de o ko ja ka na si wa 90 minutes why emergency number ma me fa office number no quickly office number no 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340 Fresi say lawyer wie pepe na kwaje phone wo ho na one wo atimi adi nkomo atwa so Fred Uncle Ben 077 127 61884 Fred Uncle Ben 077 127 61884 and a Fred Mami Eunice 075 35 81 3910 Mami Eunice 075 35 81 3910 and a Fred Lawyer Richard ne ono no di dwumadi ni nyina breye kama pa Lawyer Richard number no 079 60 20 1500 Lawyer Richard number 079 60 20 1500 na echrese nia odbe tayo mubiano ombehwe so ayamam direction to 7 sisters ye wo 2 eba 7 sisters station uduru a me pacho obehwe exit 2 menko exit 3 menko exit 4 exit 2 no pie ya dan say mini o na kwashia awa at 2 say what the bus nso ene eba bus 149 76 243 5259 279 318 476 na wofa sabasi nyina eba seven sisters na wonyira kura so we see test ko nanim a enye din kura ba bia obesi around the tube station ni bia no edan no is easy to locate onyame enhira onyame enka ho lawyer afe mayenkrato na jaye ni enko we membo system no so omumra ho ni enkeka nchiro omumra ho medasi.
Prophet, thank you. One statement. The case lobby, your friend Zombas, say, you shouldn't punish a child for the sins of his parents. And the MD chief when say, why a BB na a criminal recorder. A mofrana wo wono intino. Se kasi yemfa won kofia enye wo na ye punish wo. A mofrano na ye punish wo mo. A mofrano so o ma anye boni bia. Sa case law, sa principle way no, and underpinning case law of KO, and as it seems to HA, Iraq. And your current case as cemented already about 3 or 4 cases. A boy more criminal passing. It doesn't matter how, whatever it is, Yet me a argument not to me support more application to remain in the UK. And to say what me now, you catch those say, don't worry about. First of all, don't commit any crime. But say, be happening, life is like that. Now, Emma, be happening, yeah. May not stay at the past, but we will try that your past will not haunt you in a way that would affect your children. And many are worried, say, be also in the past. As long as a bit may show, say, you are not a persistent offender, one sign yes up to date. No, you bet me I application no ama no I successful. Prophet when am the beja etfo nti nyame ya adoma say and Madam Eunice it's a key time of kakra nim say na child care near maybe cause nti went me hopefully you be hu no next week nti yeda na say wa keep na so abepim this week mesume by etfo yeda mas some journey. Lovely comments and lovely contributions. Na Professor Ade or na shame kama mami so bibia na kama. Na Prophet also so on time. Minim say is training neman be engagement London aye beja but you so managed to come on time. Thank you ever so much. Yedamunyina say God bless you. Yebesa share later.
Yo, emo aha ena yedi lawyer ebesie onyame inshira media menkoye. Many would so ever ha may babe ma word by 10-15 minutes and son of my junior coffee ako prepare enti kamuchuku lawyer yedawasi bye bye.
Yeah, fair ma ye wo London. Ya jia basobodie bebre. Ne ya redare ewo mranse mu. Eye legal services, BTC family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWF die yen solicitors edi enigye ene twitwaje wo na yebo nso nya den kra yen partner penin pa Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron 29 years BWF solicitors kra wo ho enti se ba na ebusuansem bi te se child care eya abofra hwemu awaregya ye ho twuma mentwe ene ohye ana injunction ye de to domestic violence so a Yemma legal assistance ya edimu na ye adwumanso. Yen child care any family team no nim nia wo famu ewe ne ya wo bremu. Enu ntine yeto yembo asema wafutu a esefata ewo kokoa mu. Yen senior partner obi a Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel agina tumu na osanso ye member na kyerese eba no se ye gina wachi etwitwaje ewo family any matrimonial cases ho a unni how kra upe advice ewo immigration sensem ho wo BWF solicitors die ye immigration team no abredare ewo general immigration ho nsemsem kosi complex immigration work permit student visa ho totoye any entry clearance visas family visas ni appeals. Yen senior partner a member na wasagina tum ewo Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel inti se taiwachi a wunni how kra ye bie an office free juada ekosi fiada anopa non krompe mu ekosi enumre nonsia eye 9:30 am kosi 6 pm ɛna memeneda nso ɛyɛ appointment nko a free anɔpa nondu ekosi ewia no 9 ɛyɛ 10 a.m. kosi 4 p.m. Yɛwɔ 4th floor ɛwɔ Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP. Sɛ wo nante free 7 Sisters Underground nso a ɛyɛ kwantia bi. Yɛn senior partner Bernardo Wusu san yɛ barrister ya Gina Tumu na ɔyɛ Ghana Bar Association member ɛna wasan gyina sɛ mmeranimfoɔ ɛwɔ court cases a ɛfa Ghana law ho. Wa advising local authorities, official solicitors office ne solicitors bebree ɛfa Ghanaian law ho yie. Na ɔsan yɛ obi a ɔtae kasa ɛwɔ radio ɛne TV so fa Ghanaian law ho.